If your resume looks like it belongs to 3 completely different people, you are probably applying for the exact wrong jobs. Society has a very specific script for success. You pick a major, you get an entry-level job in that field, you climb the ladder, and 40 years later, you retire as the vice president of whatever you chose when you were 18. But if you have a multi-passionate mind, that traditional path feels less like a ladder and more like a straitjacket. You probably have a graveyard of abandoned hobbies, a browser with 80 open tabs about completely unrelated topics, and a nagging fear that you're going to end up as a jack of all trades and a master of absolutely nothing. Let me stop you right there. That fear is based on an outdated industrial age model of work. In the modern economy, your scattered interests are not a liability. They are actually a massive competitive advantage, but only if you know how to position them. The secret is something called intersection roles. Specialists get paid to know everything about one tiny sliver of the world. Generalists get paid to connect the dots between those silos. If you try to compete on pure technical depth against someone who has happily stared at the same spreadsheet for 10 years, you will lose. But if you can combine top 20% skills in 2 or 3 completely unrelated areas, you create a unique intersection where almost no one can compete with you. This is where the premium salaries live. Businesses desperately need people who can translate between departments that currently do not understand each other. We are going to break down 5 specific, highly lucrative career paths that actually require your brain to constantly jump between different disciplines. Then I will show you exactly how to rewrite your scattered resume to land them. Let us start with the ultimate generalist role, the product manager. The product manager is essentially the conductor of an orchestra. You do not need to be the best violin player, but you need to know how the violin interacts with the cello and the brass section. In the tech world, a product manager sits right at the intersection of software engineering, user design, and business strategy. In a single afternoon, you might jump from reviewing a technical roadmap with developers to analyzing consumer psychology with the design team to calculating profit margins with the marketing department. If you get bored easily, this is your dream job because the context switching is baked into the daily schedule. You are constantly translating between different types of experts who literally speak different professional languages. The second role is the technical writer. Now, this might sound boring on the surface, but hear me out. Technology is becoming increasingly complex, but the people buying and using that technology are not engineers. Companies are desperate for people who can dive deep into complex, dry, highly technical subjects, figure out how they work, and then turn around and explain them in clear, engaging language that a regular human can understand. This requires a brain that loves to learn new, complicated systems rapidly, but also possesses the empathy and communication skills of a teacher. You get to constantly learn about new software, hardware, or medical devices, master the core concepts, document them, and then move on to the next puzzle. It is highly paid because finding someone who is both a total computer nerd and a highly articulate writer is incredibly rare. Our third high-paying path for the easily distracted is user experience research, often called UX research. If you are fascinated by human psychology, data analytics, and visual design, this is the perfect intersection. A UX researcher studies how people interact with websites, apps, and physical products. One day, you are conducting deep, empathetic interviews with users to understand their frustrations. The next day, you are looking at massive spreadsheets of click data to find behavioral patterns. Then, you are working with artists and developers to redesign the product based on your findings. It requires intense curiosity about how people think, combined with the analytical rigor to back up your theories with numbers. Your changing interests are an asset here because you need to draw inspiration from psychology, sociology, art, and technology to solve problems. Role number 4 is management consulting. This is perhaps the most famous career for people who love variety. Companies hire consultants when they have a massive, expensive problem that they cannot solve themselves. As a consultant, you are dropped into a brand new company, sometimes in a brand new industry, every few months. You have to learn their business model overnight, interview their executives, analyze their data, and present a solution. You might work on supply chain logistics for a shoe company in January, and then pivot to pricing strategy for a hospital network in April. Your ability to get interested in anything for a short burst of time is exactly what the job requires. It is intense. It pays exceptionally well, and it is impossible to get bored because the moment you finally understand an industry, your contract is up and you are parachuting into a completely different world. The 5th role is the developer advocate, sometimes known as a developer evangelist. This is a fascinating hybrid role that emerged in the tech industry over the last decade. It combines software engineering, public speaking, content creation, and community building. Your job is basically to play around with a company's technology, build cool projects with it, and then show other developers how to use it. You write code, you make YouTube tutorials, you give talks at conferences, and you hang out on forums answering questions. It is the ultimate sandbox for a multi-passionate person. You are encouraged to follow your curiosity, experiment with weird integrations, and then use your storytelling skills to share what you built. Now, knowing these jobs exist is only half the battle. If you just send your current scattered resume to a hiring manager for one of these roles, they will still reject you. Why? Because right now, your resume reads like a random list of disconnected hobbies. You need to transition from looking like a confused job hopper to positioning yourself as what I call a pattern weaver. A pattern weaver does not hide their diverse background. They frame it as their superpower. You need to rewrite your resume to highlight the common thread that runs through all your past experiences. Stop organizing your portfolio by the job title you held and start organizing it by the problems you solved. Did you run a failed Etsy store, work as a substitute teacher, and do amateur graphic design? You do not have a scattered work history. You have hands-on experience in e-commerce operations, complex stakeholder communication, and visual branding. When you apply for that product manager role, you explain that your diverse background allows you to understand the designer, manage the chaotic schedule, and analyze the market trends better than someone who has only ever done one thing. You must do the work of connecting the dots for the recruiter. Do not hand them a puzzle and expect them to put it together. Hand them a completed picture. The world is becoming too complex for specialists to solve every problem alone. The future belongs to the synthesizers, the translators, and the people brave enough to follow their endless curiosities wherever they lead. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more strategies on building a career that actually fits your brain.